I've always loved to build things, whether it was building a set or an experience for a party, or building a hotel room, or whatever it is, I like to build. I think Bond Street is going to completely change the way people view residential living in New York from now on. 40 Bond is a radical reinvention of a cast iron building. Instead of having it look back and be retro, it's looking forward and using materials in a novel kind of way that have never been done before. There is no visible structure on the outside of the building. It is completely cast glass. It's as if someone took a skeleton and dipped it in a bowl of wet sugar and pulled it out, and this crystalline building came out of it. It'll be luminescent. It will change with the day. It'll pick up the lights of the sun. Well, the whole idea of 40 Bond is so appropriate to be in NoHo, this great location, this neighborhood with this rich architectural history. And I just feel that there was this opportunity to come in there and reinvent loft living in the neighborhood that invented loft living. It's on a beautiful cobblestone street. It's right at the thick of things. It's so accessible to every place downtown. The restaurants, the galleries, the shopping. There is an energy in the air, an electricity in the air. There's always people out there that also want to be a part of the zeitgeist, to be a part of something new and original. And that's what 40 Bond is attempting to do. What really takes 40 Bond to a place that it really hasn't been before is this idea of providing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this complete level of service that makes living in a city so much easier. To say that the services we're providing is just about room service and housekeeping services is not getting the idea. It is much more than that. It is really managing one's life, giving a person the opportunity to have a complete household staff without the expense or work required in supervising it, to make your home a refuge and not a second career, to make it the art of living and not the job of living, makes it something that hasn't been done before. This notion of effortless living is something that really interests me. And when you combine that with the aesthetics, the ceiling heights, the floor-to-ceiling windows, the north and south light, the gate that was inspired by New York City graffiti, just makes it completely unique and original. I worked with Herzog & de Meuron. They have done a number of great projects around the world. What interests me is that they just respond to an individual site and an individual's client's vision, and they come in, go back to square one with a blank canvas and start over again. And it is that willingness not to cling to a certain style, not to cling to a previous success, but to start over again and take the risk is what interests me about working with Herzog & de Meuron. The apartments and the living spaces in 40 Bond are completely unique and original. Even though the building is architecturally ambitious, this is not a building that was designed from the outside in. We spend more time on the layouts and the details and the way the apartments flow. Most of the kitchens have direct access to outdoor areas or to the floor-to-ceiling windows with great light. There isn't an aspect of the apartment itself that hasn't been contemplated by us with this effort to sort of make it unique, not only in a visual way, but the way it works and the way it makes you feel. We spent countless hours with the finishes, craftsmen brought over from Europe to do this real sculpted corian that's in the bathroom. There is a wet room that is one seamless, integrated area with the shower and the bathtub, with this New York City graffiti pattern that's embossed in the corian on the floor and on the walls, and on and on. The townhouses that we built there were the first townhouses built in generations down there. They have private landscape gardens. They have private entrances from Bond Street. They are 3 floors with high ceilings. And I just think that it was this sort of combination of townhouses and apartments and outdoor areas and outdoor rooms and gymnasiums that make living in 40 Bond unlike anything that is done before. With the innovation and with the service, in the end, it's the way it makes you feel, not just the way it looks. And so it's an ethereal quality. It's something that sort of comes from massing all of the details and creating and trying to create a situation where 1 + 1 = 3. That's always been my approach, and it's the approach here, and you're never really sure where you're going to wind up. You just give it everything.